It's This Week in Bourbon, and it's been so long, it feels like we're starting from scratch. And here's your headlines for July 31st, 2026. The 24th class of inductees into the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame have been announced. More tariff wars have now resumed, and Bardstown Bourbon Company is launching the Victoria Pineapple Barrel Finished Whiskey. And before we get started, here's a quick word from our partners. Hey everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Pursuit, the official podcast of bourbon. I'm Kenny Coleman.
Ryan Cecil here, and it's a glorious this 3 weeks in bourbon.
It has been now. Welcome back, by the way.
I know.
I really have missed you.
I know. I didn't. I did miss you, but I really almost stayed in Hawaii.
You could have stayed in Hawaii.
I was like, all right, if we could sell that. No, I was kidding. But
how many barrels we have to sell to actually move to Maui?
No.
Might be a lot.
It's too many. It's so expensive there, but it was awesome. Hawaii, I had never been before. I was always like, why would people travel that far to go to another beach? And I get it's a beach and mountains and
well, you
whatnot.
live in California. It's a lot easier to get to than us.
Oh, totally. But I've always chosen Europe over Hawaii, because not the same distance. You get to Europe a little sooner, but after going, I totally get the appeal of it. It's hard to explain. You just got to go. It's pretty awesome.
Well, I'm glad you're back nonetheless.
I know. I missed you.
It was, the headaches, they multiply when you're not around, right?
No one to talk you off a ledge?
A little bit. I did my best.
You'd send me text and I'd be slightly hungover in my bed. The nice thing about being in Hawaii is
far back in time.
When I wake up, the day's half over. And so all the shit happens and you're like, well, I only got 3 or 4 more hours for things to go wrong. So then I can just enjoy the rest of the day.
That's true. And I did my best to try to shield you from it. I was like, I'm going to let him enjoy it. I'm not going to bother him and make sure that, we can run the operations without here. Blending can happen without Ryan, by the way. Okay.
Well, dumping the blends, I tell you to dump. No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding. I trust you all.
Yeah. Well, I said start from scratch. There's actually a meaning behind that. So if you didn't know, in the early 1700s, when someone would challenge another person to a foot race, one of the people watching would make a line on the ground, and they'd use a shoe as the starting line. And this line happened to be scratched on the ground to mark the beginning, and that's where the common phrase to start from scratch originated from. But it says there's actually more to the story, because in the next century, it became popular for a race to start with someone waving their hat down towards the ground to signal the start of the race. And this actually where the common phrase comes from is a drop of the hat.
Oh, I don't like starting from scratch. You don't know anything. You got to just, start. But I've done that before where you draw the line, and especially in baseball, you draw a line in the dirt and be like, all right, kids, run from here to there. So that makes sense. I never knew that.
Then they mess up the new chalk lines that you just put out there, and you're like, they look so good.
They walk right through it. It's can you just step over it? You don't have to walk right through it.
Oh, and the kids, they shuffle their feet through them. They destroy it on purpose. Yeah, you jerks.
Assholes.
I know. That's how they are. That's why you got to get, do you watch any of the World Cup at all or not as much?
I did. I tried to. I saw the quarterfinals, not the final game, but I saw or semifinals, sorry. Yeah, it was, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, did you ever watch what the referees, they pull out and they make that line?
Oh, yeah,
almost looks like shaving cream, and then it disappears right away.
Yeah.
So they draw a line in the sand as well, too.
Soccer is one of those things. I tried to get into it, the World Cup, and I'm like, gosh, it's just so much effort with little scoring. It's
to take it back. I mean, you did have the third place finish that had 9 goals in a single game. But I've talked to a few people about this, and they all kind of had the same thought process. It was kind of like watching a NBA, best of the best. They all kind of play together, but they're not actually trying their hardest. They're not playing defense. They don't want to get injured because they got to go back home and play for their club teams.
Make real money.
That are really going to pay for them. Yes, exactly. So that's why they're like, nobody really wants to be here for third place anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But overall, it was a good World Cup. I know that USA didn't have the greatest into it because it was a little embarrassing at the end, but overall we made it to the knockout rounds and plus that. So I think it's just a build on for the USA program. But hey, now we got another 2 years until the next Olympics, and then another 2 years after that for the next World Cup.
And another 20 till we host it again, bro. Or 30.
It
was
is
like 30 years, wasn't it?
Yep. I hope I'm still alive. I hope I'm still kicking at 70 and able to go and enjoy it still, especially with some bourbon, some pineapple bourbon.
Some pineapple
if
bourbon.
that. Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about what we got in
whiskey.
front of us here, because we got a lot of news to cover too.
Yeah, so we got the Bardstown Bourbon Victoria Pineapple Barrel Finish. This one's been polarizing online because some are excited, some say, oh, it's flavored whiskey, blah, 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 blah. But what you don't understand is every finished whiskey is a flavored whiskey. So knowing our buddy Dan Calloway, it's probably going to be really good. But I got to give a shout out. Bardstown got a lot of flack over their packaging change. This bottle is sick. It's gorgeous.
Looks good. Yeah. They kind of took I don't know what you would call it, just the lack of design that was there before, but then they really amped it up with a ton of design, which if you need to get some stats on this, it is called the Victoria Pineapple Barrel Finished Whiskey. It is a blend of 10 and 11-year-old bourbons and with 11-year-old rye, matured for 27 months in Caribbean pineapple rum casks. And they also put fresh pineapple into the barrels. So it's bottled 106 proof. The art was done by Louisville artist Margaret, I'm going to say Archambault, and fewer than 350 cases will be released with a price tag of $140.
Yeah, well, it's a blend of 2 bourbons and a rye.
It's some
pineapple. But gosh, I mean, on the nose, there's hints of pineapple. I get more like dark cherry. There's some like molasses, some maple sugar. The nose is quite pleasant. It doesn't smell like overly flavored or sweet.
I mean, it tastes pretty good. I mean, that's the thing, is like there actually is some pineapple in there.
Oh man,
I'd hope so if you're putting raw pineapple in.
Yeah, this coming off Hawaii, obviously I had a ton of Mai Tais. This kind of gives me a little bit of Mai Tai, but much deeper, darker flavors. There's like that baked cherry pie. There's some cocoa. There's some molasses. That pineapple sweetness is there. It tastes like a really, really well-made cocktail. It's not like super sugary sweet, but it just tastes like a really nice high-proof cocktail. That's quite pleasant.
Yeah, I'd
really.
say if you would have put that on a ice cube, you probably wouldn't know the difference if it was a cocktail or not. And I think this is going to open up the doors for a lot of people to really start messing with their barrels. It's like, well, if they're putting fresh pineapple in here, oh man, you're going to start seeing all kinds. But I guess this is now the new Bardstown way.
I did bring some pineapple back from Hawaii.
You're one of those people, huh?
Yeah. Well, my stepmother brought it. She bought like 4 packs of them and brought them on the plane. I was like, don't do that.
I went to the Dole Pineapple Farm. I'm bringing pineapples back. But, they added honey directly to the barrels for the Green River honey. Now they're adding pineapple directly to the pineapple finish. I don't know what it was, but there was already a leak of the next label that's coming from this that looked blue. And I don't know what kind of fruit they put in that one either.
Blueberries.
It might be. But yeah, now we're going to start seeing potentially the onslaught of people actually like dumping stuff in their barrel that's not wood.
I could see this product being super popular if it was at a lower price.
Yeah, 140 is quite the jump there. Yeah, it's going to take an enthusiast.
It's really tasty, but if it was like 65, 70, 8, even $80, I think it would just fly.
It is a beach bourbon, though.
That's right.
I will give you that.
It's tasty.
All right. A quick review on the nose.
Thumbs up. I mean, I like everything about this. It's sweet, fruity. There's enough whiskey DNA in there that I think it's really good. I mean, am I going to have like multiple of these? I don't know, but it's a great summertime bourbon. You
could have fooled me. Maybe it could have been a honey finish too.
Yeah. There is like a honey, like a dark.
Oh, yeah. And it's got the thickness in there too. I guess on the taste, I'll give it a thumbs up. And then on the finish, I'll give it a thumbs up too.
Yeah, it's tasty.
I don't know. Wild. Sorry for anybody that's out there that wants to hate it, thinking that this is now Bardstown, moving into good times territory. But, there's something there.
Yeah.
I guess you just got to try.
It tastes good.
Yeah, I know. And I think it sort of like pokes the the inner whiskey geek in you that's like, oh, don't like it. Don't like it. Don't even drink it. Try something different.
I wanted to hate it, but it's pretty damn good.
I know. Well, some more things. So I want to give a shout out to the folks at Hotel Bourbon. Invited me last week. Ryan was in Hawaii, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and take some of these media trips that people keep on pushing my way. And so ended up, they have a new chef, Jason McCollum over at Steakhouse Bourbon. And I got the chance to go and try a bunch of stuff over there. And really excited about the new menu. I have talked to you, not on record, but I've talked to you personally about Steakhouse Bourbon before. And I was like, been there twice, would not recommend. I now recommend. It's really good.
We had talked about this because I had 2 experiences and I absolutely enjoyed it. We had great experiences, but they got a new chef and I'm glad to see that it's at least good, if not better.
And it was the chef that was right down the street from us at Melwood over at Chicken and Me, right? So now he's the one that's over there. So he brought some of those sort of fun. Some of it are like very gamey kind of infusions like into it as well. So definitely kind of put that on your list of things to go and check out if you're looking for a nice splurge dinner, if you will, when you're here in Bourbon Country next.
And it's a great hotel. Got a killer rooftop.
The rooftop bar is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I will admit that as well.
They got EDM for you up there.
Only on Fridays.
Only on Fridays.
Like that's when they bring their DJs out. Well, let's go ahead. We've got a lot of things to talk about. 2 things I'll mention on the event side is that we are currently right now this week doing our first of our second half of 2027 recording weeks that will not only finish out the rest of 2026. I think I said 26. It's 2026, but we'll also be going into January and February of 27. But we will also be having our second recording week that will be happening August 11th through August 14th. And the list of all those guests will be coming out. Pay attention to the newsletters and everything like that as well, too. We'd love to have you come and visit us. We'll be recording every single day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. with new guests. So coming down to Trial and Error and meet the guests, have a drink, hang out, listen to the live stream happening over there in the lobby.
It's a great time.
Or the lounge.
To see our dumbasses live.
I think so, too.
Yep.
And then on September 3rd, I will be back in Chicago doing an event at a awesome little liquor store that I was in called Bitter Pops right there in the neighborhood. I can't remember which neighborhood, but it is I know, it's like in the neighborhood of, I lost it.
Bitter Pops.
It's Bitter Pops, though. But make sure you go there. I really loved the ambience, the people, everything that they were doing there. And I'm really excited to go back and be there for that event.
I love Chicago. It's a great town.
I was like, you give me any more than that? Last time I was there, I was at lunch. I had one chance, and I was like, I'm going to get not only an Italian beef sandwich, but I'm also getting a Chicago dog. And I had all that in one lunch.
How was because you were there at Golden Eagle. How'd that go?
It was great.
I heard it was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody that showed up. I think this is, it is a testament to not only what we built as Pursuit of people showing up, but also as the loyal fan base over there at Gold Eagle. So awesome to be able to see the types of consumers and type of customers that come out and want to learn more and be more educated. And it's a fairly large store, and got to hear a little more about their history. They selected a barrel. They'll be coming down, selecting another barrel here in the next couple of weeks too. So excited to be doing more partnerships with them as well.
Party.
Yes. And then we were actually talking this morning about potentially new places that we need ambassadors. So Las Vegas, I know we're looking for some more folks there. Where else? Potentially in the
Colorado, Denver area.
In the Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs
is where we're looking for some folks. And then potentially in Arizona in the Phoenix area too. So,
yes. We need your help.
Yep. So feel free, hit me up, Kenny at Bourbon Pursuit or Kenny at PursuitSpirits.com. All right. We're 15 minutes into this. Might as well start talking about the actual news, right? So the first one is that the Kentucky Distillers Association has announced the 24th class of inductees into the prestigious Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. And this is going to be happening on September 14th, 2026, where Ryan does not know this yet, but we will be doing a live stream of Bourbon Pursuit as a part.
I do know.
Do you? Oh, you were on those emails?
I saw it.
All right, good. You were on vacation, so I was just trying to make sure.
Kept tabs.
But that'll be happening at the Louisville Marriott East here in Louisville, Kentucky. And we're going to talk about some of the inductees. So not only are you going to have KDA president Eric Gregory, that's going to be inducted into it, but
Did he
you
nominate himself?
Yeah, pretty much at this point, right? It's like, I've been around long enough. But, the list is getting low. I think we can probably put him in. But, obviously he's done a great amount of stuff for the state and for the category. Shane and Pat of Wilderness Trail.
They deserve it.
Yep. Brown Foreman leaders of the late W.L. Lyons Brown Sr. and the late George Garvin Brown II. So in memorandum, whatever it is. Kentucky State Senator John W. Schickel, who dedicated 50 years of public service and championed key modernization laws for the hospitality and distilling sectors. And the one and only, the man behind a lot of things that are
Behind
our
the
friend,
ascot.
behind that, and our friend, Fred Minnick. So excited to be able to see Fred join this podium. We knew it was going to happen at some point.
Yeah, we went to a KDA meeting and they announced it, and I was like, because we had been advocating for him, because he's been, there's no more influential person in the media world. He was the pioneer of, the whiskey media world. And there's obviously others that followed him, preceded him, but he's definitely been one of the most impactful on the industry.
Oh, so, by far.
Yeah.
I was going to wait and see if they were going to wait him out until he had more gray hairs to actually induct him into a Hall of Fame. But they're like, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it now. We talked about on the round table about this week about, hey, maybe now you can start sliding some nominations in for your old friends over here at Bourbon Pursuit, right?
Is that how it works? Like the former nominees vote for the new nominees? Or?
I'm only in one Hall of Fame, and that's typically how it works. So
Kappa Squid,
yeah, Kappa Sigma,
Kappa Sig,
but it's Beta Nu of Kappa Sigma. So for University of Kentucky,
I'm in 0 Hall of Fame. So
well, you have something to shoot for there.
That's
Ryan.
right.
Don't tell you. I have my own mint julep cup that has my name on it.
I got plenty of grays now that they can nominate me.
You definitely have the grays. You have the battle wounds to be able to prove it. All right, so moving on here a little bit. Nevada-based spirits firm Apogee 21 is significantly Nevada. Sorry, apologize about that. I did so good for the Frey Ranch one. So there we go. Nevada-based spirits firm Apogee 21 is now expanding its American footprint after winning a $19.5 million bid to acquire Luca Mariano Distillery in Danville, Kentucky, while also signing an agreement to purchase Rod and Hammer, and that's based out of California. The acquisition of Luca Mariano includes a 529-acre campus, production facilities, and approximately 6,000 aging bourbon barrels following the site's court-supervised sale process that was initiated back in January of 2026. Additionally, Apogee 21 plans to acquire the San Luis Obispo, California Distillery Tasting Room. Oh, that's the same one I just mentioned there as well, from Rod and Hammer. And they're going to be expanding its production capabilities for ready-to-drink cocktails and supporting its broader portfolio that includes Monkey Paradise Vodka, Noble Oak Bourbon, and more. Together with these are going to transform Apogee 21 into a vertically integrated spirits business for more operations across the country.
Yeah, I was reading this while I was in Hawaii, and
because I thought that Sazerac put in a bid to take it over.
No, that was Girard County.
Oh, that's right, Girard County.
Or Girard, whatever.
Girard. Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, it's obviously exciting that, you have this spirits group that's investing a ton of money into this space. And I think it just shows, like, while things are uncertain and it's a tumultuous time, people are still bullish on the American whiskey bourbon market. And so this is exciting, I think, for the category. And, they raised some money. They're still raising a bit more, but I think it's a great win for, obviously, the bank, who's going to be able to offload that off their balance sheet. But I think it's a great home for this Apogee group. And I had heard of Noble Oak Bourbon, and
was that before or after the Noble Oak heist?
the heist? And I was amazed at how big a footprint of distribution and whatnot they have. And so, yeah, I think this is awesome.
Yeah, well, good for them. Nothing like buying something pennies on the dollar, and if you have the time and the money and the patience to be able to do it, then all power to you. But that is the name of the game at this current market. Well, President Trump has signed 3 executive proclamations under Section 338 of the Tariff Act of 1930, levying a new 50% tariff on Canadian imports into the country to counter discriminatory trade practices impacting American commerce. The sweeping policy targets items ranging from wine and cement to hockey sticks, specifically addressing the restrictive trade barriers on major U.S. exports like cars, alcohol, and dairy. Officials report that Canadian restrictions caused U.S. vehicle imports to fall by 22%, which is around $5.6 billion between April 25 and March of 2026, while alcohol imports dropped 81%, totaling around $582 million from March of 2025 through February 26. Set to take effect in 30 days, well, probably maybe 20 days from now, the 50% tariffs will apply regardless of your U.S., American, Canada, or Mexico trade agreement. I was looking at USMCA and I was like, yeah, United States, Mexico, Canada trade agreement. Even though the expectations remain in place for energy, potato, critical minerals, fish, and goods already subject to this section's actions.
Always shoehorning politics into our podcast. No,
hey, I'm just saying.
Just read the news.
This guy isn't helping our effort. Well, I mean, to be fair, Canada is not allowing bourbon to come to the U.S. And so he's like, well, you're not going to allow that. I'm going to hit you right back where it hurts. Hockey sticks.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's a big market, hockey sticks. I don't play hockey, but yeah, this is what sucks about trade wars and tariffs. There's all these unintended consequences. Obviously, bourbon's felt it pretty significantly. So hopefully they get resolved.
Yeah, please get it resolved.
Yeah.
I know you're not listening to this, anybody in actual DC land, but please get it resolved. Let's go back to helping the industry instead of hurting us.
That's right.
Pretty much wherever it's at. We don't need any more.
Help us and hockey sticks.
Yeah, I mean, Mighty Ducks 3 wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for Canada.
So. Think all that free gear from Canada.
I'll tell you, did you ever play any roller hockey or anything like that growing up?
I had a stint after watching, especially D2 when they had they played that rollerblade hockey. I got some rollerblades and I got a puck with the rollers
underneath it, yeah.
And a little goal, but never got on ice. But I did like the rollerblading stuff. I was imagining I was doing a knuckle puck, all the time.
Nice. I actually ended up. Do you remember the movie Airborne? That was on Disney at one point.
Is that the dog?
No,
that's Air Bud.
Yes, that's Air Bud. No, Airborne. It was filmed in Cincinnati. It's a Devil's Backbone. Wiley, which was Seth Green was in it, and I guess you need to watch it. It is probably late 80s to early 90s. Pure gold when it comes to movies.
All right. And I guess I'll know him to this weekend.
And it's safe for kids, right? It's like this guy from California. He just wants to go and rip the waves, but he has to move to Cincinnati, Ohio, and he's really pissed about it. And then he ends up meeting people, but playing on the hockey team and playing. And he used to rollerblade in California because obviously everything cool happens in California before it comes over anywhere else. So he's a sick rollerblader, and then all of a sudden, befriends the hockey team because he's a sick rollerblader. So yeah, you got to watch him.
Sounds good.
I know. Hopefully I didn't ruin it for anybody else out there.
Sounds like I don't need to watch it.
Well, you should watch it. Anybody that, if you've watched the movie Airborne before and you are like a cult following of it, then people know about Devil's Backbone.
If you know, you know.
Yep. They even use Devil's Backbone through the old Bengal Stadium, in the movie. So anyway, little fact for fiction there. Well, it wouldn't be another This Week in Bourbon if we didn't take some time off to also talk about all the fun happening over at Uncle Nearest. So the legal battle around this has actually gone into another direction as court-appointed receiver Philip Young has filed now a counterclaim against Farm Credit America, alleging that the lender has exhibited willful blindness by ignoring years of glaring red flags, while former chief financial officer Michael Senzaki allegedly falsified all these financial reports, forged corporate signatures, and increased the whiskey brand's credit line from around $35 million to $67 million without the CEO's authorization. So according to the document, Senzaki also used misappropriated funds for personal luxuries, including gambling and buying a home, and running a separate scheme that hid more than $10 million in accounts payable. The receiver claims that Farm Credit routinely approved these requests without verifying the details or contacting Fawn Weaver as the founder, arguing that the lender was financially incentivized to look the other way after collecting nearly $400,000 in fees. This development comes as the company faces this, pretty much everything that we already just read. But that was the latest twist in the plot.
Yeah, I mean, Fawn's always been saying like there's this is her smoking gun. And we've always said like, how the hell did the bank just like continue to lend money? Because as we know with our bank, we're constantly getting asked financial records, barrel inventory, this and that and this happened. And they've been doing this prior to all this shenanigans, but you still as CEO have to like have checks and balances, make sure. Now I get it. Like this is an argument for Fawn, but it still doesn't
absolve her of anything.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a significant amount of money, $10 million, but there's still, last I heard, 200 million of other things. So I think it just shows the lack of
just oversight,
negligence, oversight. And so it's just the case that just
keeps on
giving.
I know. We'll be talking about this for probably another year still. So
it's fascinating.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to keep it rolling. So Indiana's Starlight Distillery is celebrating a new major milestone as they mark 25 years of being in the craft spirits industry. So this is Huber's Orchard Winery and Vineyards in Borden, Indiana. They have been family-owned, obviously pioneering the farm to bottle, actually started distilling back in 1999. And to honor this anniversary, co-distillers Greg Huber and Ted Huber are introducing 2 limited edition commemorative releases to showcase their 7th generation family farming heritage. It doesn't have it in here, but I know there's one that's like it was like a 15-year-old peach brandy and I think like a 10-year-old bourbon that they are doing of this. But congratulations to them on 25 years. Amazing milestone.
It is such a great family. They've been entertaining my kids for years, but they're just such good people. You can be happier for them obviously this farm's been in their family for years, but for them to take it and build upon it and make their own, mark on it is pretty remarkable and so cool. So happy to celebrate it with them.
Yeah. And I think we're going to be up there celebrating soon with them too, right?
That's
tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be there for the release of everything and maybe try a few things, maybe try some wine. We'll see what happens.
That's right.
So anybody that doesn't know, Bourbon Women Organization will be coming to Louisville here relatively soon, August 13th through the 16th for the Bourbon Women SIPosium. And this is the nation's only consumer whiskey conference created by and for women. This is going to be the 15th anniversary of the organization. It's a milestone event. It features 4 days of whiskey education, premium pours, and exclusive experiences, including a lineup of 20 workshops and seminars led by all kinds of industry experts. There's also going to be whiskey events on Friday night. There's going to be excursions and everything like that. Tickets and full schedules for the weekend, including the conference and day passes at the Bar-A-Rama sampling event, are going to be available at the official Bourbon Women website.
Such a fun event. It's a party. Like we hosted them a couple years ago. We had a great crowd, ton of interest in bourbon and spirits, but they have such a good time and camaraderie together. This is a great event. If there's tickets still available, if so, I would highly suggest coming. It's a great event.
Yeah, and you're around people that love bourbon just as much as you do, so you're with your own. That's how it works.
You have to be around us dumbass men.
I guess not. Well, maybe at the tasting events or, when you're at an excursion and, something like that. But overall, you can tell the demographic they're going after. It is targeted, but they do an amazing job at it. So congratulations to them on creating the 15th anniversary of something like this happening too.
Very cool.
Well, maybe it's not the greatest news. Actually, we got two kind of like downtrodden news here. Is that Alabama Cooperage, called the Trinity Alabama plant, is responsible for actually making oak barrels used to age Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey, and that is going to cease operations starting in September 14th of 2026. So the parent company, which was Independent Stave, they actually took acquisition of this last year, or a couple of years ago, if you don't remember. They have now realized that there's a shifting market demand, so they have to go for shutdown, which will result in around 70 workers losing their jobs. It first opened in 2014 as a $60 million project before being acquired by Brown-Forman in 2024, and is now going to continue to contribute to a growing total of more than 1,800 workers affected by mass layoffs across Alabama in 2026.
Yeah, sucks. But it's no surprise. Obviously, a lot of producers have cut back over the last 18 months. And so, obviously, if you're not producing, you don't need barrels. So, Independent Stave's smart. They've been in this in a long time. So, I'm sure this was a tough decision, but they know they have to do what's best for them and the longevity of their company.
Yep, very much so. Well, back to tariffs just for a minute here, is that
your favorite subject?
Well, this is actually, I guess, on the good side, but maybe good for a very, very small portion of us, but a very large portion of the other one, is that the 10% tariff on Scotch whiskey imports to the United States has now officially been removed. And this is coming from the announcement of Donald Trump after a state visit from King Charles III that happened back in April. So the resolution is now going to restore a reciprocal 0-for-0 tariff trade regimen between Scotland and the U.S., delivering a welcome relief to exported value of around 933 million pounds, or $1.24 billion that had existed in 2025. So
yeah,
0-for-0 between us and Scotland, but obviously
it's going to benefit Scotland more,
way more,
because Scotch, much like Kentucky, we're like, get that Scotch out of here. They're like, they're like, get that bourbon out of here whenever we ship over there. So definitely benefits them, but it's a good move for both categories moving forward. Hopefully we can get 0-for-0 in all countries.
Yes, I agree. That would be very beneficial to bourbon as a whole. So the last two I'm going to kind of talk about just very shortly, only because if you don't know about it, you need to go and listen to this week's roundtable that was published yesterday. And first is that Flavor Man has announced that will be ceasing operations for its Louisville-based Moonshine University. It'll be happening on December 31st of this year after 14 years and providing education and training to the distilling industry. On the other side of that, RNDC has also filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and this is not just a restructuring. This is a complete winding down of the entire operation. There are going to be joint ventures in certain states that are not included into it, but overall, this is what we've now seen coming from, I think we first talked about it, maybe reported on it in April of 2023, and now we are here in August of 2020, or maybe January 2023, but now we're here in August of 2026. We're getting ready to be in August. And so about 3.5 years later, and all of a sudden the wheels, not only they come off, they came to a screeching halt.
Yeah. Y'all did I got to watch it on my plane ride home, the roundtables. So y'all discuss it and much, so I won't add too much, but it is a tragedy really that one of the two biggest distributors in this entire system is going bankrupt and leaving a lot of suppliers in limbo with unpaid bills and not a home to get distribution. So it just creates a mess for the entire system. And the system was built, that suppliers have to go to distributors, then to retailers. Well, when the biggest one goes down, what does that do? And I think this calls for a reevaluation of the entire system, but who knows what'll come out of it. But it's
sent everybody scrambling. You have brands scrambling, you have people looking for jobs scrambling. So you have the same people at RNDC who might have been in leadership positions going into other distributors, right? So it's like you're just reshuffling the deck, if you will. But overall, when you have all these brands, I think they said over 100,000 different creditors that were a part of RNDC, 100,000 brands that need a new home. Fuck. That's like, what's that going to do? It's like, well, you go and talk to that's the reason why not the reason why, but we felt inclined to work with independent distributors, is because they don't have the Proximos. They don't have all this sort of stuff. Now, what happens if Proximo goes to one of our independents and is like, hey, we want you to pick it up and sell Jose Cuervo for us? Are they going to really turn that down? No, that's a huge check to write every single month. And so all of a sudden now we lose more visibility.
But it's tough too if you're a distributor and someone that comes on. And that's what, ultimately I think led to the demise of Republic is like, all right, you have Sazerac and Brown-Forman and High Noon, Tito's, you're building your business around those big brands. And then you're investing in trucks and warehousing, humans, and then they leave and you're stuck with all these overhead and expenses that are fixed in. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, we're screwed. And so it just shows how vulnerable the system. And a lot of times people say the distributors have the power. No, really, the big six have all the power in this whole entire system. And so that's where I think there needs to be some scrutiny and some oversight into seeing how this all plays out, because it shows how vulnerable it is when one of these players just decides to pick up and move shop. Now, granted, there's probably business reasons why they did that. They weren't getting service like they were, too much margin, but it just shows how, because you have this force system, how vulnerable it is.
The deck of cards. They got shuffled, and it is a house of cards, and they kind of came down pretty quickly.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for giving your little 2 cents there, even though you couldn't be on the round table this week.
I was trying to throw in my comments on Facebook, but I don't know if they came through.
Yeah, you had spotty Wi-Fi in the plane.
That's right.
Well, stick around, y'all. We have some bourbon release news coming up. Hey, everybody. It is bourbon release news time, and we got a decent amount.
Oh, gosh.
Is what I'll say.
I see on your
I know.
laptop.
I scrolled, and he's just like, ooh, we get all these? Well, this
I need another drink.
Go ahead. Pour yourself. Get some pineapple.
That's right.
So the first one.
Vitamin C.
We got one that we don't talk about, which is going to be the pineapple release. So we got that one out of the way. But the Beam Distilling Company is now celebrating the 2026 release of its annual High Rye Kentucky Straight Bourbon, making the second special releases of the Old Granddad 7-year Bottled and Bond. So crafted from one distillation season in strict accordance with blah, 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 blah. Put it this way. It's Old Granddad, 7-year age statement, 100 proof, $40.
Can't beat that.
I mean, I like to see the resurgence of Old Granddad being a label that just isn't relegated to the bottom shelf anymore. But they still have a long way to go. I haven't really, I think I tried, what was like the 14-year?
16.
Was it 16-year that they came out with? I tried it, went over to Bourbon and Banter meetup. I tried it. I was like, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not going to be like, this is whiskey of the year for me, but it was all right.
Yeah. It's still no National Distillers Old Granddad. But
well, you're asking for something that just doesn't exist anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, you're finding.
But it's still overall really good. I like, if they don't have Pursuit and they don't have Old Bardstown, I'll ask for Old Granddad Old Fashions. Makes the best.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Look at you. I'm still high on my Manhattans. I still will not order an old fashioned anywhere unless it is the last thing I can choose. I'm dead serious. Like, it is the last thing I choose on a menu.
Well, I've found that a bad old fashioned is better than a bad Manhattan. That's why.
That's fair. That is fair. Fair point there.
So if I know they have a good Manhattan, I will order that. But if not, yeah.
Smart choices. Well, this is probably more geared towards me and all my beer drinking friends that are out there that really love your barrel aged stouts. Well, Goose Island has officially announced their 2026 Bourbon County brand family lineup, and they're going to be bringing 6 new barrel aged beers to market. And so you're also going to have your classic Bourbon County brand stout. This is going to be 14.2%. Aged for an average of 13 months in freshly emptied barrels coming from Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Four Roses, and Wild Turkey. And we also have some other things here. So let me kind of go down here. So there's also going to be the Tiramisu cask finished stout, which is finished in rum barrels.
Sign me up. I love tiramisu.
There you go.
That's my favorite dessert.
They also have a dessert-inspired 2026 Bourbon County brand Apple Crisp Stout, which will also be packaged as a part of this.
It's like my 10th favorite.
Your 10th favorite. And then you're going to have the Triple Oak Barley Wine, which represents an aged in Kentucky bourbon barrels and finished in a blend of Chinkapin, French, and Hungarian oak casks used to finish in Angel's Envy's Triple Oak Bourbon. So there you go. There's a lot going on there. And then you also have the Toasted Barrel Rye Stout, which is aged in Elijah Craig Kentucky Straight Rye barrels before it was finished in toasted barrels. And then you also have the highly coveted Chicago-only release of the Prop, which is also known as the Bourbon County Brand Stout Proprietary Stout. And this is inspired by the Pineapple Upside Down Cake and will be released as an exclusive.
More pineapple. The year of the pineapple.
The year of the pineapple. And this will be exclusively in Chicago only in 16.9 ounce bottles.
Yeah, I'm down for the tiramisu, and I love pineapple upside down cake. That's an underrated dessert.
I don't know. I like it, but it's never my go-to.
Hmm.
You know, I don't really know if I have a go-to. When it comes to desserts, I am equal opportunity. I have a sweet tooth, and I will eat anything. You know, a couple weeks ago, we had a Cooker Deliciousness that you've now befriended as a part of this, and brought a whole neatish cheesecake and kind of talked about some new.
Those are pretty special
collaborations. A week and a half later, I was still eating the cheesecake in the refrigerator.
Those were really good.
Mm-hmm.
How'd they hold up to a week?
I have no problems eating week and a half old cheesecake that has just been sitting in a box. Don't worry about that.
It was tasty.
Yes, it was still good. All right. So I remember the first time they came out with this, I was like, this is such a cool idea because I'm a music festival junkie too. But New Riff Distilling has now come out with their third annual release of the Headliner. And the 2026 Headliner is a unique blend of 3 different whiskeys, marking the first time every component is aged at least a decade in here as well. So it consists of 50% of an 11-year-old bourbon that's made with a 25% malted rye. There's also an 11-year-old rye that is a 25% of a 10-year-old Balboa rye, representing the brand's first 50-50 bourbon and rye blend. The limited run pays homage to the 50th anniversary of punk rock with a custom label design, which I saw. It's like black and white and kind of has a lot of crazy.
Very rad.
It is pretty cool. Speaking of rad, another cool movie from the 80s, if you've ever watched that, with the BMX bikes. You ever watched that one?
No.
Oh man. You're totally missing out. So if you're looking for some good throwbacks, put on Airborne and then Rad, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, this is going to be 118.8 proof and priced at 150 dollars per bottle. Dollars per bottle.
All right. Well, it's priced a little steep, but
well, it also says it's going to be partnering and proceeds will go to the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Greater Cincinnati and the Tri-State Trails.
Well, in that case, it's justified. Yeah, I mean, New Riff's making incredible whiskeys, so I'm sure a combination of, I love their bourbons and their ryes, especially the Balboa and their malted rye, so I think this is going to be absolutely killer.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. And like I said, the label is something cool. The first time they came out with it, I mean, just the whole idea of it is think of music festival and music festival posters, and that's what the label looks like. So it's a pretty kind of cool thing and hits on some of those nostalgic buttons for some of us there too.
Very cool. Did we get a sample?
I don't think we did.
That's all right.
I know. Well, honestly, you've been gone and the boxes have piled up and they're over there, and I honestly haven't been looking, so I have no idea. It's part of it though.
I'll dig through them.
Well, Heaven Hill has announced that they're making a new release that we saw this and we're like, Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond Double Mash. So it's a 9-year-old Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey. It says it's the first of its kind offering that combines 2/3 of brings together 2 distinct mash bills in one Bottled and Bond expression. So it's a formulation that takes 2/3 of their, I guess I'm going to call it HH Reg, and then 1/3 of their wheated bourbon mash bill. And both components are aged for 9 years, bottled at 100 proof. And $49.99.
Yeah, I mean, Parker's blended mash bills was a blended, but it wasn't Bottled and Bond. So is that how they're trying to say this is the first?
It's the first.
But it's annoying because you can do double mash, but you can't
say triple mash.
Triple mash.
Can't say that.
Jack Daniels has triple mash.
They'll come after you.
Yep. How do we know?
We know.
We know.
We got the letters.
We should have just done double +1 mash.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, at this point, if we're going to do anything anymore, I'm always checking everything for the trademarks. So I finally have that capability done, which we are relatively close of having a few more trademarks to our name now, Ryan. I'm not going to spill the beans because I don't want anybody going and researching them, but got a few more fun things.
I saw the bill come through
on
QuickBooks.
Right. Yeah. Well, $350 a pop just to claim a name. That's what it takes.
You're like, cut expenses. I'm like, what are you doing?
I know. Well, it's like, you gotta protect ourselves.
It. That's right.
So, well, in other retail news is that Maker's Mark has announced the launch of its new artist series called the City Edition. This is only going to be available to global retail exclusives, and it's going to feature bespoke bottles with custom city-inspired labels designed by the acclaimed artist Alexandria Pacula. And
she's great.
Yeah, she's the best. It's going to have 11 iconic destinations with bottles available in New York, LA, Paris, London, Dubai, Delhi, Mumbai, Singapore, Seoul, Sydney, and Melbourne. And it's going to be utilizing paint techniques inspired by long exposure photography. And this is a movement of light in each city, bringing a fresh artistic style to the traditional bourbon bottles while honoring the brand's signature red wax seal.
The duty-free, like, global stores and airports, I'm like, I just don't see people buying that stuff. But
well, there's not a deal like there once was. I think people were really like, yeah. Now people just buy like huge packs of cigarettes.
That's right.
I don't know if they're buying alcohol as much anymore.
And perfume.
Yeah, but I guess that's the reason why they're doing it.
Who the hell buys all this perfume? Cologne.
I know. I don't wear any
Brian
perfume.
Bikey.
There's a very small segment of people that still wear cologne, and that they keep them going. But this is a reason why you have these, because you have different markets, you have shoppers and different things, and you want exclusives at everywhere. It's the same exact reason you want an exclusive at the distillery. You might as well put it, if you happen to be in every major metro or major airport across the globe, you might as well create something cool for them too.
That's right.
Well, talking about some celebrity-backed whiskey news, Brothers Bond Bourbon has officially announced the launch of its new expression called a 7-year-old straight bourbon whiskey, 4-grain mash bill, 100 proof.
The name of it's 7-year-old what?
It just says is that Brothers Bond has officially announced the launch of its highly anticipated new expression, which is a 7-year-old straight bourbon whiskey. And it just says that it's a 4-grain mash, 100 proof. And I think it's just a Brothers Bond bourbon bottled in bond. Maybe that's what it is, but it's going to have a $60 price tag.
Got it. So
now you know.
Blend of the high rye and low rye mash bill at MGP. Got it. Or could it be?
So this is the second or the first that they just forgot to put it as the bottled and bond of double mashes, dual mash. What are you going to call it?
Or dual brothers.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like a Cain and Abel reference, like if they hated each other or something, right? I don't know. Anyway, Garrison Brothers, they're announcing their new expression, which is a high rye bourbon whiskey. This is a 7-year aged bourbon combining Texas corn, organic rye, and barley. Expect to be bottled at 98 proof, but they're running a pre-sale for this. There's high rye bourbon. It's going to be running from July 27th through August 10th, and you can purchase up to 4 bottles at $99 each, and all purchases must be collected in the distillery in High, Texas by October of 2028. That's about as much information as I have about it, though. So
interesting. Pre-sale.
It's a pre-sale. Well, beyond that, we got doubles. Now we're going back to triples. So Old Forester's announced its newest release of the Old Forester 117 Triple Char Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey as the very first expression, crafted entirely from whiskey distilled at its Main Street location in Louisville. It is going to, it's a spirit that's matured in barrels charred 3 times longer than the brand's traditional specification to deepen this. I'm already confused. So it's a non-age statement, 115 proof, $65 for $375. So where does the triple come in? The fact that
it's 3 times longer than their normal.
What's the normal?
I guess char 4, so it'd be a char.
Is it char
12?
Char 12? Is it really char 4 or do they?
I don't know.
Char 3,
Char 3 or char 4.
So char 9. Like,
so it's either 9 or 12.
This doesn't make any sense. I mean, I understood time. If you would have told us that, like, hey, our normal time that we do this is for 30 seconds, and we're like, oh, then it's a 90-second char, then that makes sense. This doesn't make sense to me.
Marketing at its finest.
Well, anyway, maybe it's just because of what the summary was able to give us out of here as well, too. I didn't put this on the top of here, but obviously, if you're in the St. Louis area, the St. Louis Bourbon Society has announced its St. Louis Bourbon Festival that will be taking place on October 16th. So you go ahead and get your tickets going from there as well, too.
I'll be there.
You will be there.
Come and hang out. It's a great time. There's a lot of vendors, so make sure Pursuit is on the top of your list because I'll be there.
And I'll pace yourself.
Give you a high five.
Pace yourself.
Yes, pace yourself.
Remember the last time you came and told me about this, you just said people were falling over because it was so much.
It is. It's a lot in a short amount of time, but it's a great event. I had a blast and excited to go back.
Very good. Let's see. I'm going to kind of skip over some of these real quick because I'm going to find the one that I really thought was interesting here is that Jefferson's Bourbon is now celebrating a new landmark anniversary with the launch of a new rare whiskey. And this is the announcement of Jefferson's Founders Reserve 20-year-old. This is an ultra-limited offering with only 250 bottles. And it will be it's a 20-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon finished in French Bordeaux wine casks, drawing inspiration from Thomas Jefferson's historic 1787 travels through France. Bottled at cask strength, it says it's 94 proof, honors the historic relationship between the United States and France. I'm not sure why. But price tag, $500.
I mean, it is a 20-year-old whiskey. I bet it's, Jefferson's has really stepped up their game here recently. I had their barrel strength or whatever. It was freaking killer. It was really good. So I'm excited for this one.
I'm excited.
I've seen some influencers and, we're big fans of Trey and I'm excited for this one. Obviously I can't afford it, but I'll definitely try it.
Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a sample.
Ooh.
We'll be able to put it for a whiskey quickie coming to you soon. But I tell you what, Ryan, it's been almost an hour doing This Week in Bourbon with you. I'm glad you're back.
I know. Was that it?
Well,
or no, there's more.
Is. No, this is it. I'm just letting you know I'm taking off next week now.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just kidding.
I
probably should.
You need a vacation. You seem burnt out.
I'm getting there. That's for sure. But it's part of the DNA in me is can't stop, won't stop. Got to make sure you set goals and achieve them. And as soon as you hit that baseline, then the goals reset. So it's a never ending hamster wheel.
That's right. American dream.
It sure is. Well, that is going to be it for This Week in Bourbon. I hope you all enjoyed this extra long one since we were a couple weeks behind on giving you some of the news, but it's great. And we're going to have more for you next week as usual. So make sure you are planning your schedule, come to here, be with us on Whiskey Row, August 11th through the 14th, as we will have our next recording series. We're going to have, again, recordings from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every single day. We'd love to see you here. We actually got to meet some people here today during this recording week.
It's hot and muggy out this time of year, so no better way to come and hang out with us in a cool basement. We got killer, amazing summer cocktails. Whippet Good's my favorite.
Oh, you like the pineapple Dole Whip, don't you?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's the year of the pineapple.
It is the year of the pineapple, isn't it? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Well, that is going to be it. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Toodles.